Hey guys, this is 7 tips on how to save money when booking your US road trip. Tip number 1, the more the merrier, and cheaper. Packing your car with friends means splitting costs, from gas to accommodation. It's simple math, more people equals less per person. The gas cost of driving one car with one person in it compared to driving a car with 4 people in it doesn't really change. So therefore, if you're 4 people in your car, you can divide all your gas costs on 4 compared to divided by 1. The same goes for accommodation. In the US, it's a lot easier to share a hotel room compared to what it is in Europe, because a double room in the US contains 2 double beds compared to 2 single beds in Europe. Therefore, you can easily fit 2 couples in one hotel room, and therefore, again, splitting the cost between 4 people. Tip number 2, keep checking the prices. Last summer, I went on a road trip with 3 other people. We booked our car 3 months in advance, and a lot of the cars were really expensive. So we decided to go for one of the cheaper cars, which was around $1,500 for almost 4 weeks. This was a small sedan, and we were kind of worried if it was going to fit us, but we didn't really want to spend any more money on the car, so that's what we went with. But then 2 days before leaving, I got an email from SAS, the airline company we're flying with, asking me if I'd remembered to book the rental car. Obviously we had, but it still piqued my curiosity, so I went in and looked at the prices and realized that all the prices were a lot cheaper when we actually booked it. Luckily though, we had free cancellations, so we could cancel our car and then book a new car, which was a luxury SUV for $1,300. So we ended up paying $1,300 for 24 days in a BMW X3. Tip number 3, and this one is for people coming from overseas. If you're traveling to US, depending where you come from, if you come from Europe or Asia, using data on your phone will be very expensive. So therefore, especially if you're going on a longer road trip, I would suggest you get a local SIM card. You get a prepaid 1-month SIM card, anywhere from $30 to $50, depending on how much data you want. And then you can still use your phone as normal while on the road, which can be a real time saver and a real money saver. Tip number 4, gas price apps. As probably everyone knows, gas prices fluctuate a lot from different gas stations. So what I really would recommend is downloading a gas price app like these ones. But in the US, you will usually have updated gas prices on Google Maps as well. So just keep following these and suddenly you can save up to 20, 30, 40 cents per gallon. I also have one bonus tip that I will share with you at the end of this video where you can save even more money on gas. Tip number 5, embrace the unknown. On a road trip, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. Things could take longer time than what you expected to do. So my tip to you is don't necessarily book all your nights in advance. Especially if you're going on a longer road trip, you don't necessarily have to book all your accommodation before going. Usually I'd recommend booking maybe the first week if you're going on a longer trip, and then see where you're at when you're getting close to that week. So you can change your plans, and if there's something you see along the road you want to stop and watch, you can book something new. This way you can save money by not booking accommodation you will never use or that you can't get to in time. It also gives you the flexibility to go and experience things you wouldn't have been able to if you'd already booked all your stays and you would just have to keep on driving. Tip number 6, and this is one of my favorite tips on this list, and I can't recommend it enough, and it goes for everyone. Even if you're coming from overseas or you're from the US, bring a cooler. It'll save you so much money, save you so much hassle, and it's going to be almost like a companion on your trip because you're going to use it so much. Last summer, I bought this cooler for $30 at Walmart, and we used it multiple times every single day. And I just can't emphasize enough how good it was to have this cooler. You can save money on snacks, you can save money on drinks, and you can save stops. Or you go to Walmart and buy drinks in bulk and keep them in the cooler. This was one of the best decisions we made. So if you live in the US, bring your own cooler, and if you're coming in, I would buy one and then just try to sell it before you leave or give it away to someone. You'll never regret buying it, even if you can't get back any of the money you spent on it. Tip number 7, if you can, and it's not necessary to return the vehicle somewhere else than you rented, planning your road trip as a circle or as a route where you return to the same starting point so you can return your car there. This can save you the one-way fees that most rental car companies take for delivering the car in a different city than when you rented it. Some of these fees can go as high as $600-700, and that's really something you rather want to spend on adventures and on accommodation on your trip. And now for the bonus tip. And this is a little untraditional tip, but it might be the best one on this list, really. Get a Costco membership card. Some of the people living in the US might already have one, and I'd say that's genius. It's a big box stores to sell big packages of stuff. You can get cheap snacks, you can get big boxes of snacks for your road trip, you can buy drinks in bulk, but they also have Costco gas. Honestly, this might sound counterintuitive, but you'll be able to save in the membership fees even in gas alone. It's almost always the cheapest place to buy gas, and as well you can buy some of the best bang for your buck food you can get. You can buy a big pizza at Costco for $9 and feed probably like 6 people. As a guy told me at the Costco in Memphis, can't beat it for the price. especially not to feed a lot of people. So those are my tips for you today. I hope you liked it. Share your best tips in the comments and follow along if you want to see more videos like this. Have a good one.